In the 1960s, Manchester United scout Bob Bishop, when seeing George Best play for the very first time, sent a telegram back to the club that simply said, "I think I have found you a genius." Fast forward 60 years, and indeed, I think I have found you a genius. And he lives in Phetchaburi, Thailand.
Wow, that's... Do you see that? It's burning your camera.
It's burning your camera.
Do you see that?
Oh.
The smoke coming out from the top.
Oh. Ooh.
I took another trip to Phetchaburi this week along with Gary Butler, the Roman cook, and we met another guy, a Thai guy called Dan. Lovely chap, because life is about being happy, and Phetchaburi gives that to me in abundance. Now, I shan't show you all the details, but we did bump into Uncle Shorty again in the market, Lung Tia, whilst I was getting some takeaway cow share for my wife. We then ate the most incredible beef noodles at a place, the name of which I've forgotten, but I'll put it in the description, after deciding the queue at Pet Noodles was just too long. We finished the day at Nayai Ice Cream, and where we ate 2 types of Phetchaburi bingsu and 3 types of ice cream. More of that later. It's an absolutely extraordinary place, but we came today to Phetchaburi for another reason altogether. We came to Phetchaburi, Thailand today to meet an unassuming small town genius. That's right, a genius who is so carbon neutral he puts Greta Thunberg to shame. His name is Khun Sila Supharat, and he is saving the world one chicken at a time.
In Wales, in the UK, they call microwave ovens pop-de-pings. Here in Thailand, here in the middle of the countryside, we don't even need an oven. I'm going to show you something right now which is quite extraordinary. When I first came to Thailand 20-something years ago, I remember thinking, wow, the sun is so hot, where is all the solar power? There should be solar power everywhere powering things, but I guess the technology at the time was too expensive to do that sort of thing. But here, I'm going to show you a place now that negates the need to buy any kind of solar power. I'm going to show you a place now, quite extraordinary. Instead of telling you about it, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you a place where whole chickens are cooked without an oven and without any flames at all. No electricity, nothing, just the power of the sun. Let's go have a look. Buddy car. Gayang Solar. This place to move a bit. It's just around the corner from my in-laws' house. And as you can see, there's almost like a mirror type things here to reflect the sun. Have a look at this.
นี่เดี๋ยวผมเอาซื้อตัวใหม่ไปกินกันเลยได้ไหมได้เดี๋ยวยกไปกินร้านป้า
ขอโทษนะครับยูที่นี่กี่ปีครับ
อุ้ย30
อ๋อเหรอ
30
โอ้โห30 ปีแล้ว
Don't feel hot?
Oh, I'm so hot. It feels like, I mean, I got burnt yesterday anyway, but now I'm cooking.
And really feel my neck.
Yes.
หมักเครื่องเทศอะหมักเครื่องเทศ is marinate with all the herbs.
Yeah.
The chicken look like really it's bubbling and it look like a balloon, right? That's some of the skin. หนังจะกรอบเลยใช่ไหม So the skin will be really crispy.
Yes.
That's what I'm looking forward to.
Fantastic. We could have a competition and all stand here and see who cooks first.
Is that a good idea?
Not really, no. Wow, that is so hot. Let's have a look around here, and if any of you come from Essex and you do like to go and get a suntan, this could be the place for you.
Costa del Phetchaburi.
Costa del Phetchaburi, see? There's Gary here getting a suntan, look. So when you're a child, some people like to play with a magnifying glass and that sort of thing and see if actually you can harness the power of the sun and burn things with the magnifying glass. But who would have thought that all these years later, someone's actually using that exact technique, but to cook entire chickens, and I mean whole chickens. You've seen it, it's going on there. And if you stand there for more than a couple of minutes, dare I say, you're going to get cooked. It's a very, very hot there, but as you can see, it's just thousands and thousands of mirrors all lined up to reflect the sun and cook the chicken just with solar power. They put some herbs on it and that sort of thing, and I'm really looking forward to trying it, but something a little bit different.
That's exactly what Mr. Sila did. Back in the 90s, he used to grill his chicken over a charcoal fire like everybody else, and then one day in the mid-90s, while sitting at his stall and watching buses and lorries and other vehicles passing by, it suddenly occurred to him how hot he felt, how terribly hot he felt when the glass windows on the vehicles reflected sunlight directly at him. He thus began experimenting, placing mirrors on a panel trying to reflect the sunlight onto a small area. After some time, he got pretty successful at this. As you can see, the first thing he did, he built a curved iron frame and attached about 1,000 3x5-inch mirrors to it. The panel and mirrors are adjusted to focus the sunlight on a frame on which chicken is grilled.
ต่างนี่นำความร้อนมาใช่ไหมครับหรือก็ถ้าเราเอากระจกแบบรถที่มันส่องมาที่เราเนี่ยลองมาทำดูนะฮะก็ใช้กระจกเงาเนี่ยมาปักที่ดินแล้วก็หักเหแสงไปที่กระดาษไฟไหม้เลยเกิดไอเดียขึ้นมาเนี่ยนานไหมกว่าจะคิดจนแบบได้อย่างเงี้ยหลายเดือนเหมือนกันแล้วครับหลายเดือนไง แล้วตอนขายแรกๆนี่ขายตัวกี่บาทลุงก็มันในช่วงนั้นไก่มันถูกอะตัว120เองทุกวันนี้ไก่แพง ตัวตก300 เดี๋ยวได้กินของอร่อยแล้วขอบคุณลุงครับครับ
You can actually see where the chicken's been cooked before. It's rather sticky there with the chicken fat. I better clean my feet before I get back in Gary's car. But yeah, look at this. It's listen to the sizzle. That's just insanely hot. Look, he's just changing the angle there to direct all the heat. That. Do you know what? I've been to the Middle East and this is probably 10 times hotter. Oh. Oh, Ron Mark na. Kun Lung Geng na. Geng Mark.
I had to go to the car and put the aircon on the phone. It just turned off.
What an idea, though. You know, the guy was sitting here over 30 years ago and he had this idea, but what an incredible idea. I mean, you're using zero power, no electricity, you're not buying any charcoal, nothing like that. Look, and this chicken, spatchcock chicken, is sizzling away beautifully. Look at that.
Wow, do you see that? It's burning your camera.
It's burning your camera.
Do you see that?
Oh.
The smoke coming out from the top.
Oh, ooh.
This solar cooking, this cooking by sunlight, generates temperatures as high as 315 degrees centigrade. A 1.2 kilogram chicken can be cooked in just 12 minutes. And let me tell you, the roasted meat sends out an absolutely fantastic smell. And the best part is, sunlight costs nothing. It's totally sustainable and clean, unlike fossil fuels like natural gas, charcoal and coal, which are costly, pollute and are being depleted. Phetchaburi Rajabhat University has acknowledged Mr. Sila's wisdom and awarded him an honorary degree in science. I think this could be a lot bigger than this. I really do. I think this could almost change the world, and you could think my title's a bit clickbaity. I do not. I think this absolutely could change the world. In this part of the world, one must harness the sunlight for energy and to do other things. Somewhere else where you have wind, harness that. Where you have rushing water, harness that. Because Mr. Sila has done the most simple thing and made a business out of it for the last 30 years. I salute you, King Sila. You are more than a bit of a legend.
Just to show you the surroundings, we're a couple of 2 or 3 kilometres outside of Phetchaburi town centre, and we're in the middle of nowhere. Look, this is the guy's plot of land. This is where he cooks it up, and it takes to get sold elsewhere. But he used to be down the road a little bit, but he's got a bit more room here. Most workers in Thailand, he's got the saleng here. Everybody uses one of those. Look, the good old moped with the thing bolted on the side. And he's just been saying he actually cooks on some days. For example, on New Year, he'll cook 50 in the morning, 50 in the afternoon. That's 100 chickens a day. Averages out 40, 50 chickens a day he's cooking. So if any of you live anywhere with a load of sun, you might want to try this. Really, if you've got a big garden or a bit of land, then go and buy a load of mirrors and just try out the angles and stuff, because this chicken cooks from scratch in about 15 to 18 minutes. And we're not just feeding the locals, look, feeding the local dogs as well. Gin lao.
Oh, they actually have the oil.
Yeah, I bet it's very tasty. P cup, kun chợอะไรครับ
Sila
ศิลา
ครับสุภารัตน์
สวัสดีครับ
ครับสวัสดีครับ
Look, I won't show you the food being eaten and close-ups and all that sort of thing. I'm not a food channel, and I don't really want to go down that route too much. Love to show you a little bit of food, but not all the time. If you want to see that and enjoy that, you can go to Gary Butler, the Roaming Cooks channel. He's a damn good food vlogger, and you don't need me to be covering exactly the same ground, but you can take my word for it. It was surprisingly succulent, juicy, tasty. Yeah, it was absolutely delicious. If we'd had a bit of somtam and a bit of sticky rice with that, would have been in heaven, sitting there in the salar, in the countryside. The natural fats dripping through with the intense heat have created something that almost melts in your mouth. It's absolutely delicious.
ขอบคุณนะครับครับ
ครับ
ครับผม Chogdi Carp. So that's the chicken guy up there, look, when he was a bit of a young stud muffin, look. There he is, look, and there's his little friend in the lycra pants. I'm not quite sure what that's about, but it's very good. And let's have a look at this. Look at this. This is my absolute favourite, look. Oh. Let's give it a go, yeah? This is where he brings the chicken to, look. And the mobile solar unit as well. And that mugrok, that pork belly we've just eaten, wow. That was cooked this way too, and I'm really surprised. It's the most incredible solar powered pork belly I've ever eaten in my life.
We live during a time when there's a lot being said about people's carbon footprint, about the effect that we have on the earth. There's also a major energy crisis, and we're running out of fuels as well. During a time such as this, such a simple but genius idea can change things. What if, for example, everybody started cooking this way in hot countries, not just for chicken and pork, but for roasting vegetables as well, for boiling pots of water? Imagine what that would do for the carbon footprint. Honestly, I'm not going to bang on about it too much, but this guy needs some kind of award, some kind of prize. This, honestly, in 50 years' time, you could be seeing this done all over the world where there's enough sun. I can't stress how important this could be for the future of our planet. It's an absolutely genius thing, and you know, I'm not going to claim to have found this place or even close to that. I mean, I drove right past this place a number of times over the last 20 years and didn't even pull in. It wasn't until I saw a YouTube video from 5 or 6 years ago, or certainly from pre-COVID, I looked at the video, I think it was a Thai video, and I thought, Jesus, wow, I can't believe where that's located, and I've driven right past it. Sometimes the very best things are right under our noses, and when we talk about geniuses and legends, we throw about these titles way too much. But you know what? If this guy was a Brit, I'd be calling for a knighthood. Phetchaburi, you've done it again. Phetchaburi, you've done it again. Honestly, in small towns, geniuses may be found.
Wow, mate, that's